it's Amy Rich, excited to share with you a Christmas card project today. And I'm going to show you the finished sample here and then point out that there are a lot of little details in the card that you may not notice on camera here that I'm going to show you when I make the card in front of you now. So we are going to use the stamp set Warmth and Wonder, and this is a Hostess set from the Holiday Catalog 2013, and you can receive or you can choose this set for free with just $150 in orders from yourself or you and some friends. So you can get that stamp set very easily, and it's super cute. We're going to use just the tree from that set. Oh, the tree and the snowflake. And maybe you can't see the snowflakes on the card, but I'll show you how I did that. So just taking a sheet of Whisper White cardstock is all I needed to make my card. So we'll fold that in half, get a nice crisp fold. And then we're actually going to flip it upside down so that the opening is at the top, and that's just for my stamping purposes at first. We're going to start by making the hills, and the way I did the hills was I took a piece of scratch paper that I found in my trash, and then you're just going to tear, and you can tear any which way. You can get some hills in there. Mine is relatively straight, I guess, but it doesn't really make a difference. So then I'm going to just line it up onto my card, and using the Smoky Slate ink pad and a sponge, I'm just going to start by rubbing my ink across the edge, the torn edge of the paper. And when I do that, just a little tip for you, when I dip it in my ink and come back to swirl, I'm going to start on my scratch paper. That way I don't get that big dark spot on my project. It's more of a light hill then, instead of a big dark blotch. Then I'm just going to raise it up just a hair and move it over, and then start again. Do the same thing. So you want to start with your swirls off the edge of your paper and working it in to make your hill. Then move it again and raise it a little bit more. And just go over it just like we did the other two times to create that hill. And now we've got our beautiful snowy hills. They might be a little dirty, but this is how you get that look. Now we're going to stamp our trees. So we're not going to use the Smoky Slate ink. Let's start with basic gray. We're going to make this a kind of a monotone card. And so using the tree from the set, we're just going to ink it up, stamp it once over here without re-inking. I'll stamp again and again. Okay, so we've got three different light and darknesses of that tree. So I'm going to want to make sure that's cleaned off before I move on to my StazOn ink. So we're using the Jet Black StazOn and the same exact tree. And we're going to stamp at a different height the black tree. So we'll stamp that 3 times. And now we've got a nice background started. We're going to want to make sure that is dry all the way. So I'm going to set that aside. We don't want any of our silver embossing powder getting on any of those inks. So I'm just going to set that aside. All right, next we're going to take our Big Shot along with the Great Magnetic Platform and our Expressions Thinlits dies. We have the word love and thankful, but we're going to use, as you saw on the finished project, the word merry. Now I have a couple tips for you about this sizzlet, or these thinlits. They're very difficult to get out if you don't follow these instructions. The first thing you want to put close to your Thinlit is a piece of wax paper. That's going to allow your word to pop out much more easily. Then we're going to take our silver paper that you can find in the holiday catalog, and then our Sizzix Sizzix adhesive sheets. And they come like this in a pack of 12 by 12 sheets. And I just cut it down to the size I needed, so about 2 by 5.5 or so, 5.5. All right, and then I'm going to remove the paper from the back. Okay, so I've just removed the Sizzix paper from the back of that, and I'm going to apply that to the back of our silver paper. I'm just going to rub that so it's very well adhered. Then we're just going to stick our wax paper right over the top of that silver paper, and then attach it to the magnetic platform and run that through. And now what that's going to create is a sticky surface for your Merry word, so that you don't have to put adhesive on all those little skinny parts. So now that I've done that, I'm going to set that aside. And it's time to add the silver embossing powder to the trees. So we're going to take the Versamark ink pad and stamp our tree a couple of times using that. Okay, and then we'll just take our powder pal with some of our silver embossing powder and just scoop it and kind of just bounce it along so that those trees both get covered with our embossing powder. And then I just like to turn it and kind of flick it off to make sure all those extra little pieces of embossing powder have come off. All right, then we're going to take our new heat tool, and this is a great new product, or newer product I should say, from Stampin' Up. What I love about it is that it's got 2 settings, so you can do it either on the low or the high. And also this tip here doesn't get so hot, so you're not going to be burning yourself on it if you touch it. So I love that new option or new feature on it. And it's also very aerodynamic, so it's easy to hold. And so that you don't have to sit and watch me do that, by the magic of television, here is one that I have done in advance, and hopefully you can see that silver shine from the embossing powder. And then we're going to take our Merry and just pop that out, and then just using our paper piercing tool, just go behind and poke the holes that are behind until it starts to come out. And so then we're going to remove the Merry, and it just kind of pops right out of there. And you can see the wax paper is still in there, so you'll just need to peel that out. Don't forget to pull that out of there. And then it's already sticky because we used the adhesive sheet that stuck to it. Now before I apply it, I just want to make sure I have all the little, I want the little circle out of the R there, and then we'll just attach. And it's got that adhesive, so it just, all you have to do is push it right down. Isn't that fun and easy? I can't believe how easy that is, and what a great accent to this card. All right, now a couple more things that I did to the card that, like I said, you may not notice when you first look at it. We're going to use the Illuminate ink pad, and it is kind of just a sparkly ink pad, and that's what we're going to use for our little snowflakes. So just kind of ink and stamp all over, and like I said, it may be difficult to see on camera, but it's just got kind of a shimmer to it when you stamp it. And we're going to put some on our hills as well. And you can just keep going until you think it's looking pretty darn good there. And if I could show it to you better on camera, you'd be able to see those. Maybe you can. It's really pretty. And then we're going to add our one last little touch is just using some Dazzling Details Silver Sparkle. And it's just a glitter glue basically. And I'm just going to squeeze little ornaments on our 2 silver trees. And that's just kind of another accent, you know, another way to dress up the card. So it's pretty fun and easy card, just a lot of little details that just make it very special. So thank you for joining me for my little tutorial today. And don't forget about that Warmth and Wonder stamp set, available only through January 2014. You might want to plan on having a party or gathering some orders so you can earn that hostess set for free. Thanks and have a great day.